Hello, Coach.
Oh.
We'll go ahead and get started. First question, Kaliko.
Hey, Coach, obviously, coming into the game, the main thing was going to be how the Lakers pressured James Harden. How would you assess how you guys reacted to those traps and doubles?
Yeah, they didn't really trap him much, to be honest with you, as far as they trapped him off some pick and rolls along the sidelines. But beyond that, they didn't really trap him much. He did a good job when they did trap him, getting rid of the basketball, moving it, and we were actually getting some pretty good shots. I thought our shot quality, especially in the first half, was pretty good. We just didn't make, especially our threes. You see, we shot 29% from three. That means we're creating threes, but they're not going in. So there's a silver lining. But as far as the double teams, we didn't see as he's coming up the floor, go hit him and get the ball out of his hands. We didn't see any of that tonight.
Jonathan Fagan.
And some of the things that seemed to happen repeatedly, whether it was the drives into traffic turnovers or the cherry picking fast breaks the other way, is that just frustration that allows the same sort of thing happen repeatedly like that?
A little bit. The transition defense obviously was not good at all, and they were leaking out as soon as we shot the ball, leaking out, and we weren't rotating back, and that's something that we definitely have to correct. And I don't even know if that's, feeling sorry for ourselves or whatever, but we just got to get back. There's no talent in transition defense. It's effort and recognition, as far as knowing that, as the shot is raised, we're getting back. As far as the turnovers, we did over-penetrate some. Our spacing wasn't great, but they did do some switching that took us out of our spacing, and we were trying to create on one hand, which is good because you're trying to create for a teammate, but at times it looked like we were trying to create for ourselves, and there were some turnovers that happened. That's a natural thing when you're down and you're trying to come back and you're trying to do what you can, and we just turned it over 21 times for 30 points, and that's unacceptable. So if you put those two things together, which is 30 points off turnovers and the 32 off transition, that's 62 points out of the 120 that they scored.
Adam Spolane.
Stephen, their ability to frustrate teams, it kind of feels like that was one of the issues in the playoff series last year. But is that, among other things, one of the things that makes them so good?
Yeah, I mean, they're big, they're long, they are smart defensively, and they're hard to play against. So yeah, it's frustrating when you're out there and they are doing those things, but still, I do believe that we had some good looks that where if we would have made them, especially in the second quarter, it would have been a different game. And then we got to the point where, where it's a 10-point game, and we had a couple of turnovers that were bad, and they ballooned the score back up. So we have some stuff to work on, but they are a long defensive team, and they're good. It's up to us to take advantage of the opportunities that we have. And part of that is, creating good shots and living with the result.
Mark Berman.
Stephen, can you give us your take on the sequence that got DeMarcus ejected?
I thought he was sticking up for his teammate on the first part, the first technical, and I'm supporting him 100%. When he's sticking up for his teammate. He was sticking up for Jae'Sean, and he wasn't going to allow anything to happen to his rookie. And I think that's admirable. The second technical, as far as when he hit LeBron in the face or whatever, that's a judgment call, or I don't even know if it's a judgment call. It comes from the replay booth, and you just kind of have to live with it. But the first part of it, him sticking up for his teammate, shows a lot of who DeMarcus Cousins is.
Stephen, what about the fact that Eric was only able to get 4 points in 22 minutes. What was happening there from where you sit?
Yeah, I mean, they were really trying to take him out of the game. We were doing different things to try to get him looks, and they were on it, so it's up to us there's two things. There's having actions to where he can, be involved and do his thing. And then there's spacing to where the ball's moving and it ends up in his hands. So tonight was one of those nights where they really kind of keyed on him, and it was hard for him to get going.
Ali Kambajani.
Stephen, when you alluded to those turnovers throughout the game, was that more so just mistakes within the offense, or was that simply just trying to get the ball to the right place, or like in that random offense that you discussed earlier this season?
Yeah, that's a good question, and that's something I hate to kind of like dodge it, but watching the film will really tell the story of what those situations were. I mean, I think it was kind of like a combination of both things that you were saying, but until I watch the film, I really won't be able to have like a good answer as far as what it was. I thought we over-penetrated some. I thought there were some bad passes. I thought there were some mishandles, but you better believe after this is over, I'm going to watch all 21 turnovers and find out why and make an edit so we can correct them.
Brian T. Smith.
Stephen, is consistency one of your guys' biggest issues right now? Obviously, you had COVID issues and a variety of other things, some of which were out of your hands. But in terms of getting four-quarter consistency and just the entire team being able to have cohesiveness for 4 quarters, is that one of your biggest issues early in the season?
It might be. It's one of those things that you're kind of fighting against, I guess. But yeah, we are new and we're doing things a little bit differently than they had done in the past. We have new primary guys, and we're really kind of at the beginning of the season figuring things out game by game. And playing against a Laker team, it's hard to figure things out. You have to be on it. So we are gonna practice tomorrow, and we're gonna go through the film and figure out this is a good exercise for us, making adjustments and hopefully being better next game. But like I said, 2 of the main things were the turnovers and the transition. And those really, I mean, especially the transition, doesn't have anything to do with us being together for a day or a month or a year. Run back.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.